she is saying that she is part of the medical staff here, and that we are here to serve our brothers and sisters who come from outside the province. In addition to keeping the record, keeping the record of every person in this shelter center. We treat every case in case something urgent happens. If we can't deal with it, then we call an ambulance and they would take them to the nearby hospital. We provide medication for diseases that happen all of a sudden, maybe cold, and we also receive aid to provide chronic medication for chronic situation.
I noticed that there are a lot of women and children here. I don't see as many men. Are they working?
ألاحظ أن أغلبية من هم هنا هم من النساء والأطفال وهناك أقلية من الرجال. أين هم الرجال؟ هل هم يعملون أم يعني ماذا يفعلون؟
هي ما في هناك قاعدة ثابتة. قسم منهم في العمل خلال فترة الدوام معظمهم بيكون بالعمل. لكن كمان ممكن قسم من النساء اجت الرجال ممكن يكون ضل موجود ببلده داير باله على بيته ارسل زوجته واولاده من هالباب هذا.
There are different cases. Some of them are trying to leave, they keep the family here and they go out trying to find some work and return at night. Some of them remained in their areas to keep guard of their house or their properties. And some of them, he says, could be fighting along the rebel side.
وبالنسبة للعمل نحن هون ممكن خلال النهار ما تلاقي رجال لأنه نحن ضمن مركز اللواء في حرية مطلقة للأسر من ناحية تأمين فرصة العمل من ناحية متابعة الأمور كل القضايا.
And here in the shelter center we have an open door policy where we have no restrictions whatsoever on the movement of the displaced people. They're free to leave in the morning, return at night, to follow up whatever affairs they might have outside and come back later on. And we have some initiatives and some programs trying to incorporate them and integrate them into a work environment or into society.
Things look to me to be fairly orderly and clean. How do they keep?
كيف يبدو لي أن الوضع يعني العمل هون منظم وفي نظافة إلى حد كبير. كيف تتمكنون من المحافظة على النظام وعلى النظافة أيضا؟
نحن طبعا ضمن مركز اللواء مشكلين لجان اسمها لجان إدارة الحياة اليومية.
We use a system where people from the governorate, from the government, oversee the work. And we work with what we call self-administration committees out of the residents, out of the displaced people. So it's a joint effort.
لكن هذا الشيء ما بيكفي. على التوازي نحن بموجب الاتفاقيات الموقعة مع الناس من ضمن المركز وبتحافظ على نظافة المركز.
He said that we have also agreements with certain societies, NGOs. And these NGOs would come here and would help with the cleaning. How they do that? They hire people out of the displaced people. They hire them, providing them with jobs and at the same time providing the sanitation necessary for here. And our agreement with the NGO we were dealing with has expired towards the end of this year. So we sent a letter to our Ministry of Social Affairs asking them to renew the agreement once again. And they're going to continue with that. Since the beginning of the crisis, we received many cases where the woman, the wife, would openly say, I left my husband, I came here because my husband wanted to join the armed terrorist groups. So I left him, and I came here and I live here. And he said, but we as the government, we are ordered, we have strict instructions to receive everyone. And we deal with every case on a humanitarian level and deal with them and provide the necessary assistance with them. Why this is important in this province, this is one of the provinces that lost one of the highest numbers of young men in the fight against the armed groups. So I can bet you right now, we will ask around the room, and I will bet you that at least 2 or 3 people standing in the room has lost relatives in the war against the terrorists. And if you like, we can do it right now.
Wow. Yeah.
Would you like to try?
Yeah, I would.
هلا أنا قلت له هي الموضوع كتير مهم لأنه طرطوس هي من إحدى أكثر المحافظات في سوريا التي سقط لها شهداء في القتال مع الإرهاب. قلت له أنا هلا بشارطك إنه بهي الغرفة اللي نحن واقفين فيها بده يطلع 2 أو 3 على الأقل عندهم أقارب شهداء. مين في حدا؟
أنا عندي 14 شهيد بعيلتي.
In her bigger family, she lost 14 young men. حدا قريب مباشر لحضرتك؟ شو بيقربوكي؟ My nephew.
في ولاد اختي اثنين.
2 of my nephews were killed.
بنت عمي صحفية خطفوها.
My cousin,
سنتين خطفوهم بيتها.
she was a journalist and they abducted her. And 2 of my nephews were in the army and they died defending. في حدا غير المدام؟ Her cousin also died in the fight against the terrorists.
بهذا المجال القضية ليست فقط محصورة ضمن الحالة الوطنية والعلم والتعليمية هي الطاغية في هذه المحافظة.
He said رح أقول إنه طرطوس من المحافظات ما فيها أمية بسوريا.
بالضبط.
He said that we have often been asked this question: how can you receive families from areas that you know they had husbands, sons fighting against the army, and that you lost your sons in the fight against them? Sometimes, like if a soldier is killed in Aleppo, a family would come from Aleppo, from the certain district where their son would kill, and they would, a displaced family would live near the family that lost her son and its son. And the gentleman was saying, he wants to point out to you, Mr. Marcus, that the national situation or the national principle is the main one here. And because of the high level of education, Tartus is one of 2 provinces in Syria where there is completely no illiteracy. Everyone in Tartus knows how to read and write. The rate of educated and people with the university degrees in Tartus is extremely high. And as a result, because of the high education, because of the national principle the people have here, they managed to overcome these little...
Wow. Well, could we maybe take a tour and see
فينا نأخذه في جولة ونرى
circumstances?
نتعرف إلى ظروف المعيشة.
Welcome.
You're more than welcome. This way.
على الرحب والسعة.
You're more than welcome. And in Arabic it says على الرحب والسعة. تفضل.
شكرا.
We have supplied the center with several washing machines, and soon every family will have its own washing machine to wash their clothes. بس نسلم عليها نحن. She's 4 years old. شو اسمك؟ شو؟ Her name is شهد. كيفك يا شهد؟ شو كان حاطط؟ It was a long series of events, but the main thing that they besieged our house completely, and then some of the soldiers came to help, and we were like in the house with the 15 soldiers, and we were all besieged with the soldiers. So after 3 days of being completely besieged, the army sent in an armored vehicle, and they evacuated us, and we're here now. It's merely because we refused to destroy our own country, and we refused the Wahhabi ideology they were promoting. And he's a journalist. He's the husband, and he's a journalist. He said, as a journalist, I was aware of many facts and information that led me to believe that there's a conspiracy against our country.
أنا من الأشخاص اللي كان كاشف المؤامرة النتنة اللي تعرضنا لها فعلا ووطنا منذ عام 2004.
And I always believed since 2004 that there was being a plot in the works against Syria, and that it was translated or realized in 2011. He said, even before the war started, I often warned people, and I went to the police and I went to the government. I told them there's something in the works for Syria. They're paving the road. They're paving the road. They're making the infrastructure for an upcoming thing against Syria. And they would laugh at me and say, "You don't know. We know the administration, the leadership knows better." And he says, I have full faith that maybe they knew more, but and now in the war, I do believe that they are doing the right thing, but no one would listen to me back then.
So, was anybody in his family hurt?
هل
during this?
تأذى أي شخص في عائلتك أثناء المغادرة أو في الرسطة؟
رستك اليوم خطوة
يعني حدا من العائلة تأذى؟ He said most of the city went against me. Apparently he lost someone, but he's too emotional to speak.
Well, I'm very sorry.
All of the city went up against me, and I was a stranger in my own hometown. And after I left, people, after years of war, people started calling me, said we were misled, we made the wrong decision. So I helped 148 of my town citizens or town residents to turn themselves into the government and settle all legal pursuits against them. He said, when I used to tell them, the rest of the town, I told them this is a conspiracy against Syria, they would like shout at me and say bad things at me. Eventually, they put some tires around my house and they poured some oil in it and they burned it. They want to smoke me out of the house. And they burned down my car completely. I had 48,000 square meters of trees, and they cut them all down using a saw, an electric saw. Peaches, pears, all.
I'm so sorry.
هذا هو يأسف لخسارتك. يأسف لخسارتك.
هذا
It's fate. Tell him that I have a garden too, and I would feel.
بلدنا
I
وشعب
love my trees, and I love my.
هو يملك حقلا أيضا في بيته في الولايات المتحدة. هو يعلم كم يتعلق الرجل بأشجاره وكم تعني له أحيانا إذا خسرها.
شكرا لك. نحن
He thanks you,
نتمنى صوتنا يوصل للشعب الولايات
and I
المتحدة.
ask you that you would convey my voice to the people of the United States.
Well, ask
إذا
him to
كنت
tell me.
الإرهاب ممكن مثل ما قالنا نحن بنعتبرنا كفار. بيعتبرك أنت كافر.
So if they,
الفكر الإرهابي التكفيري تبعهم بيعتبرنا كلنا كفار. هو بس بيعرف الله.
if we were from the same town and they called me an infidel, think of what they will call you, a native of the United States.
هذا الفكر يجب محاربته وإبادته.
And this ideology should be fought against,
سنتهم بالمجتمع.
should be countered, and should be eradicated like a cancer.
So the people in his village, were they
In his
rebels? In his town, were they rebels then?
They were protesters and then turned into rebels.
And then some of them converted back to the Syrian.
كانوا اللي حاصروه كانوا متظاهرين مسلحين شو؟
بلا مسلحين بدوا اليوم الأول مسلحين.
In my
الدعوة
hometown,
السلمية الدعوة السلمية ما يسلمية.
we didn't have peaceful protests. It was immediately people bearing arms, and those people immediately besieged not immediately, but these people immediately went against me.
كل من يرفض فكرهم فهو كافر. نحن نقطع راسه.
Anyone who refused their ideology, or anyone who refused to stand with them, they would completely and immediately label him as an infidel, and his blood was okay for the spilling. He says that he feels relatively safe here. They know they can't get to him here. He says that he is also optimistic because the popular support for them has been dropping since the presidential elections in 2004, and many people who supported them at once are now turning their backs on them, and he feels that the ground is shaking from under them.
نطلب من خلالكم إيصال صوتنا كمواطنين سوريين إلى حدا.
And this is why we ask you to convey our message to the American leadership and American people that you shouldn't support any party here. No party is capable of eliminating another party completely.
شعبا وقيادة.
And stop financing terrorism, and we will be trying. He said they will stop financing the terrorists, and once they stop supporting and financing the terrorists, we will win.
أيضا نطلب مساعدتنا جديا وليست إعلاميا بمحاربة الإرهاب داعش وأخواته.
And we want.
وكمان طلب إنه نحن
بس معلش ترجم له هذا الطلب بعدين بطلب. And we would like to request some sincere aid and help in terms of combating terrorism like al-Nusra and ISIL. تفضل. And this gentleman wants to add something.
لأنه بلا عفوا.
نحن أمريكا الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية بحب الشعب الأمريكي. أمريكا هي تدعم الحريات في العالم وتدعم الحالة الإنسانية في العالم. ونحن ضحية يعني الفكر الواحد، يعني هن أخذوا بعض المعنيين بالولايات المتحدة أخذوا منحى ضدنا كشعب وكقيادة سورية. الشعب
فهمت عليك. تمام، فهمت على حضرتك، فهمت الفكرة اللي بدك إياها، بس أوضح له إياها. He said we like the American people, this gentleman. We appreciate them and we understand that they are freedom-loving people. And we understand that the position that the American leadership or the American administration took against us is because they chose to believe one set of voices in Syria and not everyone. And we understand this.
Well, thank you very much for letting us interview you. and
هو
talk to you.
يشكركم. وين بننفذ هلا دكتور؟
Very soon. Thank you.
يا حبيبي وينك انت؟ طيب انا بدي امشي ما في انت تصدق.
He says you are his sister.
خلص